Right guys, welcome back. This is future me. I didn't make enough of a fuss of thanking you all for the new subscribers and the likes and the comments and the feedback. Um, Video just took off. It was crazy. It's like 4,500 views in 36 hours. Obviously no other settings videos out there. You've all ended up on mine. I'm repeating myself now, but honestly, thank you all for being here, and I'll be trying to put as much effort and more content out for AMS2 and other sims, guides and help and things like that. And also later on I show you how to do a pitch strategy, and I've got my picture of me, my ugly face is covering up the side of the screen where a little pit box notification symbol comes up. When you do your first pit, you'll understand what I'm on about. But there you go. Right then, guys, we're back again with part 2 of the settings for Automobilista 2. Big thank you to all the new subscribers with the likes. It would seem that YouTube didn't have any other settings videos out there for you all, and you've all ended up on mine. All the big creators just want to tell you about how great the game is or how bad the game is, give you their opinions. I'm actually giving you the info to help you get on track and race and play the game. I can't believe what happened with the video. Just went nuts. We're on like 4,500 views at the moment, which is crazy. But I'll keep it going for you guys. Don't worry about the creepy hat. It's just to go with the creepy moustache. So I got to do a bit of housekeeping to start with. Just like all great YouTube communities, the comment section was on fire straight away and corrected me. Hold my hands up, I got loads of stuff wrong, but I'm only 3-4 weeks into playing this game myself, and just like yourselves, I searched and searched and searched and couldn't find a video with settings, so I just thought I'd do my own after reading hours of forums and listening to this person or that person, and then 1.6 dropped. So anyway, here we are. We're going to have another go. The first correction was when I said about connecting wheels and pedals. Let's jump in. Options. So you've added your model pedal. It's supposed to be on separate. It says by there. For some reason I decided not to read that. I just automatically assumed that combined was pedals connected through the base. It's not. It's separate. And then it opens up this where you can calibrate the pedals. Go on, I might as well do it. It's pretty simple. So my clutch is not detected. Okay, what's going on there? The brake's detected. The throttle's detected. And I know what I've done. I've assigned something else on there. Handbrake. We were playing we were doing rallycross last night, and I decided I didn't need a clutch. I'm going to put handbrake. But anyway, that's all you've got to do. So make sure that when you go on that setting, cancel it out, you've got it on separate instead of combined, and then go in and calibrate the pedals just like you did on the wheel. You've got to tell it the full range of motion of your pedals. I didn't have any problems while being on combined, but here we go. That's where we're at. The other one was very astute of somebody to jump in and tell me what it was. Crepusculares. I'll be honest, I never heard of that word before, and I'm probably still pronouncing it wrong anyway. But I had this and the sun flares mixed up. I knew I'd read it somewhere, I just got the information back to front. So the exterior sun flares are the fake ones that the game provides, and these ones are the real ones. You might like the sun flares, leave them on if you want. I've got them turned off just because my graphics card can handle full everything. But anyway, that's another point of housekeeping. So that one on, those ones off. What else did we have? I got a script. A more professional look at the production value. Telemetry HUD. Right. To adjust your FFB, go in game, get the telemetry hub up so you can see what's going on to get your wheelbase dialed in. That's all still the same, but you don't have to go into the options to get the telemetry HUD like I said you did. You can just go in and assign a button. Which one? Motion. I will find it in a minute. There it is. Telemetry HUD. So, just assign a button for the telemetry HUD and then go through the previous steps like in part 1. If you haven't seen part 1, or how you this far into this video, I put the link in the description. Go back. I've now added bookmarks to make it easier for everybody to navigate. Go back there. Watch it through. I know it's almost an hour, but you need it all. If this is your first time playing the game, you've got to take that information in before listening to this rubbish. So you go back, you do those steps, you sort out your FFB, but instead of having to put that setting in, just assign a key, and then you can do it in-game. So you can just jump in the car, get out on track, press the button that you've assigned, and bring up that telemetry HUD. Alright? Hope that was simple enough. Oh, and the next one was somebody jumped in and said about FOV. I have no idea. He said that he'd read that you have to keep FOV on 54. I went away, did a bit of reading. Loads of other people are saying, no, you've got to adjust your FOV. So I'm sticking with it. I'm staying with my FOV. If somebody else knows what that guy was on about, please jump in the comments later on and tell me. I don't want to win arguments in the comments section. If somebody's got info, I'll listen. I'll change my mind. Like I just want to get on and play the game. I don't care about arguments. But yeah, FOV. The next point of is a couple of guys been asking me, right, they're happy with the FFB settings and they're getting it going, but they want to play around. And they obviously either skip past this bit or it's not quite sinking. So I'm going to explain the FFB again. And every time with this, you have to do the telemetry HUD and make sure in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, your wheelbase isn't clipping. Like I said before, the game will put out 35 Newton meters. So depending on what wheel you've got, you're not going to get all that through the wheel. So you're going to end up losing, clipping, details gone. Anyway, so default plus, I found, this is what I've dialed in now. This is where I'm really happy. So default plus, gain is the overall peak value of your force feedback. Like I said, it's 8 Newton meter base. You can have whatever. You've got to adjust this globally, but that's your peak setting. Low force boost is for when your car's parked up or you're going down a straight and you feel like there's not much feeling to it. I felt it a little bit, so I've left it on 2. And it's also for people with 5 Newton meter bases and below to add a bit more. I'll say it again because this is a weird one, but I've read this. This was on Riser website. The low force boost adds 25 extra of the lower 30% of your force feedback. Get it? Right. Right. FX, I've turned this up now. I've decided I like it. A lot of people say it muddies the car control force feedback, you know, but I don't care. Like, you're each to your own. Turn it all the way off if you want, if you don't want it. But I like it. I like feeling the curbs. I like feeling the slip, everything. So I'm doing that. And on the other side, damping is the car control feel. So the lower setting you have here, the more in contact and more force you're getting through the wheel. Think of it like power steering. If you put the slider up, you're adding more for power steering, more assistance, you're getting less through the wheel. So I had somebody in chat saying to me, oh, Gwyn, I love all the settings, it's all great, but there's just certain moments in time where mid-corner, not peak, but mid-corner, I feel like it's kicking back a bit too much at me. So this is the one you use to adjust that. The way I'm going, I want to feel more of the car. But if it's too much, like, you know, you've got weedy arms, I'm, you know, second row rugby player, I haven't got weedy arms, I'm fine. Like, you know, the limp wristed amongst you, put them in, the damping up, and it'll help you out a bit, see? But otherwise, get rid of it, and you'll feel more of what's going on. Right. On top of that, then, do not touch this again. And, you know, if you've got it dialed in, and you're happy with everything, try it in a few different cars. But if you're getting one or two cars that you get in little spikes, you get little feelings that you don't like, I mentioned it before, you can change the FFB per vehicle. So leave this alone. Don't come in here, like, because you've done all the calibration, you've been on track, you've looked at your telemetry, you've waited for the spikes, you're not clipping. This is sorted. Don't touch it. What you can then do is, don't have to go into a race, I'll do test day. What the hell is that? Brabham BT62? No, we don't want one of them. Classic. See if we can crash one, just like Mr. Bean. Boring colour, that'll do. Should we do one for Steve? There you go. Let's just go in here. Sorry, you're going to have to wait for this again. Looks like most people liked part one. I did try and get it down. 57 minutes. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of info you've got to take in. And me waffling. Maybe I could have got rid of another 5 minutes, but I wasn't spending that much time editing. I've put the chapters in. You can skip around me. You don't have to listen to me anymore. Right. So you go to... So say that this vehicle now, this car, the McLaren, I've not driven it yet, but say that you're feeling spikes or there's something about it that's just too much or too little. Instead of going in, I'm not saying you can't do that, but do this step first on this vehicle if you've liked how your wheel have felt for other cars you've been in. Go to edit, and there it is, look. I did mention it in the last video, but I didn't really explain much about it. So 100%, this is the same. Wheel settings, this is the same. So if you're getting too much, try knocking it down. I noticed on Neil's stream, he was doing the LMPs and he was on 85%. So, you know, he's got his wheelbase set up. He doesn't want to touch it. He likes how it is. But this specific vehicle on this specific track is kicking him about too much. Or maybe, you know, you've been on here for 3 hours and you've suddenly gone limp-wristed. Don't go back and forth the main one all the time and keep changing that. Leave that as it is. Well, do this first, and then if you don't like it, then go and play with all that. But you've got to do it all again. Make sure that you're not clipping. You've got to get the telemetry out and do all that. Like, do you know what I mean? Save yourself some time. Try this first. And it's not just down. If you feel that this car suddenly hasn't got enough, like the Nissan, the Datsun on ACC, like, I don't want to change my wheelbase, but everybody says about it didn't have much feeling on the front end. So I used to have to ramp my wheelbase force feedback up just to get a bit of feeling out of it. Don't have to do it in this game. For each individual car, you can put the gain up or down. You can double it. Oh, no, you can put a half on top again. But that's quite a lot. Like, if you were talking, you get it. So try fiddling with that first before you go messing with the global setting for your wheel, because you just added more work. And then this is the one, if you decide that the steer ratio on this specific car, why don't I want to click on it? It's not giving you what you want. Like I said in the last video, like coming out the pit, you've got to turn too much. This is where you're going to adjust it there. For some reason it doesn't want to let me. I don't understand. I'm getting some sort of input lag here. Did I tell you I got a really old computer? Anyway, whatever. So that's the two there, yeah? the steering lock and the FFB. We can do it per car. For some reason, it's not letting me do this one. Should have done some homework before we come in here and tried it out. All right? We'll come back out of there because I don't want that. Right. And the only other one then is button assignments and pitch strategies. Just watched Robin today from Bongos Racing. Robin, shout out. I'll put a link into the description at the bottom. Go and check him out. He was doing LFM, needed a pit. Hadn't set up any of his pitch strategy, even though I was in chat screaming at him, telling him whatever. And he didn't have buttons assigned. You've got to have certain buttons assigned to be able to do a pit, and you've got to tell it what you're going to do before you go out on track. So I don't want to go in those cars. What car shall I go in? Oh my god, the fun me and Dara had in these yesterday. This Mo Sport track as well. Oh, actually, I'm going to show you the settings first. So, controls, edit assignments, vehicle. I went through a lot of these, but I don't think I really pointed out how important they were. I was kind of rushing. You might have noticed. Anyway. When you want to, it says there, request a pit stop. You need a button for it. Yeah? I've got it on there. It's on the keyboard. You can just pull into the pit stop and it will, into the pits, and it will do whatever you've got saved as your last pit stop strategy. But if you do this, it'll then tell them that you're coming in, and it'll go to the strategy you've selected, yeah? So make sure you assign a button for that. And also, other button assignments. Look, there's loads. There's loads you can adjust in the car while driving. But I haven't got the buttons for it, and I haven't even got into all that myself. But make sure you get a pit request. And then, in car, it's the old MFD, like in ACC, multifunction display. In this, it's internal computer car management, ACM, which I can't find again. There it is, in car management. So you need a button for this, and unlike ACC, you don't have a button to confirm. I'll show you in a minute, but that's all you do is you go cycle through. So I've got it on a joystick. So I call it up by pressing the joystick in, center button, and then you go up and down and left and right, because that's how you select things. It's left and right, up and down. And then when you're finished, you either go left to exit or right to the next page, and then on that page you exit. So you don't need a button to confirm. So you've got more buttons you can keep there. Anyway, so make sure you assign buttons for the ICM. Okay, and then I shall show you what you need to do for a pit stop. Let's go to test days. I'm going to show myself up now, and I'm going to stick this sideways into a barrier, probably. Yeah. Actually, let's get around a lap. Oh, yeah, the Porsche looks crazy. We like the Porsche, so... Oh, what Porsches did I pick there? Livery? Oh, I've got the Gen 1s. Gen 2s. There it is. Sorry, you're going to have to wait for this to load again. But yeah, I did feel for Robin, as it was quite comical as well, but David out didn't put enough fuel in, so I'll show you that as well. And then was running out of fuel, wanted to go into the pits, didn't have a button. Right, so beforehand, here you go. So that it doesn't happen again, you don't have to calculate your fuel usage like on ACC. this is kind enough to tell you already how much one lot of fuel, how many laps it does, yeah? So all you need to do for a race is see how long the total distance is and make sure it isn't total distance plus a lap, okay? Because that can happen. Figure out the total distance and then figure out how many laps you're going to have, okay? So if it's a 10-minute race, you're doing 1.5 minute laps, you're going to do 5 laps, yeah? So just put in 5 laps. Be safe, just in case, 6. And if you want to be super safe like me, 7. Off you go. But if you know you are going to have a pit, this is where you go. Pit strategy. I've got one already there that I've set up. And if you've already got one set up, that's all you do is click on it, get the green arrow on there, off you go. That's all you need to do. But for the first time, I shall show you. Go new pit strategy, name it what you want. I've got a dry one there, so now this is going to be wet. And this is where you come to. So straight away, you got what it's called. You can adjust it there if you want. You can say how much fuel you want to add. So, I don't know. Let's just say it's a 18 lap race. You're going to come in halfway. 20 litres is your halfway point. Job done. So then on your then you can say whether you want to change your tyres or not. And then you can choose front or rear. You don't have to change them all. Or you can put on all. Yeah. And then you pick your compound. So you can match them all, or you can change them individually. It's great. The amount of adjustability and freedom this game gives you. So you've got soft slicks, wets, automatic by weather is what I would suggest, because you don't have to worry about it then. You don't have to have a dry one set up or a wet one set up. This is something ACC could learn. You know, all you've got to do is put your fuel in, put whether you want your change to tyres or not, and simple. Yeah, match all compounds all round, automatic by weather, to the front right, the same, simple, off you go. Yeah, when you got it on front, all, there you go. So all 4 tyres now, and you know, if it varies during the race, just leave it on there. But you've got to make sure to a point that it's gone wet enough to, you get what I mean. If you know you want a certain strategy, then make a wet one, make a dry one, but you can just leave it on automatic by weather. Then you can adjust your tyre pressures, and you could do this in the car while you're racing, yeah? All of this in you is crazy. You can use your ICM, and you can adjust all of this as you're going along. So you pick your tyre pressures. Now, this is damage. The only place you see your damage is the little HUD down the bottom right with your tyres, your suspension, all that. You can't actually see how much aero damage you've got. I haven't found anywhere in the game where it tells you your damage. I'm looking into third-party software for overlays. I've seen some of those. Race Elements is the thing. I think is the one we're leaning towards, but I haven't tried it out yet. But I think that's the only answer, because the game, unlike on ACC, doesn't tell you the damage. If you've got pit crew on, he'll tell you, but he doesn't tell you by how much damage you've got. Anyway, all of these can be set or not set. So if you don't want to change your suspension, if you haven't damaged it, but you've only damaged your engine, leave your engine on, turn the rest on. No, you don't want to change. You don't want to repair those. Yeah? I can't even believe you repair your engine. On ECC, that was the one thing you couldn't repair. You could repair everything else bar that. Anyway, so you get what I'm saying? You can individually choose which parts of the car to repair. If you don't want to repair any of them, stick them on no. You can do this in, and even if you save this preset, and then you decide that you do want those repairs, I'll show you in a minute, you can go in and change them. So at the moment, we've got no repairs. We've got it set by weather, match all tyre compounds, change all tyres, add 20 litres. Simple. Save that. So there it is. So you've got wet, dry, default. I expect, I haven't even looked at it, I bet you the default will have what I said. Everything set to auto. There you go. I'm going to do the dry, just so I can show you it. We'll go out on track. Alright? Go out on track. Computer's doing it for me. Don't forget your pit limiter, so you don't get around. See the HUD, bottom right. That is where you're going to see your damage. And unfortunately, it doesn't actually say a lot. It was different colours, which isn't great for the likes of me, because I'm colourblind. But anyway. So now, let's have a look at it. Let's go out by here just so we got away from this wall. Because I'm probably going to hit the wall when I pull off. So I've mapped the button, push my stick in, and there is your ICM MFD. So to navigate it, you just go up and down. You can change your brake bias, your traction control, if you haven't got dials for your traction control. You can change your fuel map, you know, if you're running out of fuel and you want to try and coast to the end. And on certain cars, it can't be done on this one, but you can change your front anti-roll bar and rear anti-roll bar. Right, so you just navigate up and down, make your changes. You don't have to confirm your changes. Whatever you leave them on is what it is. Okay? So then, if you just want to come out the ICM, just go close, left, out you go. Or if you want to go to the next page, which is your strategy page. So here, you can pick your strategy that you've already saved. We just did it. So we go wet. Oh, that's one I've changed there. Automatic by weather, so you can change that. So you can pick the different things, the different options. You can change your fuel there, up and down, left and right. And you can basically, see, you can pick what damage you want to repair. So you've got a choice of no damage repair, just the aero, just mechanical, which will be suspension, brakes, engine, all self-explanatory, or custom. So this is where you choose which parts you want to replace and fix. So you could have one set up for endurance where it's got the brakes, change of brakes on it. And then you could have one set up where it's just a 50-minute race. You want everything repaired, you want all your tyres changed, you want to add fuel, but you don't want to change your brakes. So that's what you would have custom. And then this is for swapping driver, for endurance. And then there's request pit. So you can request pit there. But if you're happy with it, you've done your strategy, you don't want to be dealing with this during a race, you don't want to go in there, but now you want to pit. If I go down and close, sorry, I've got a dry mouth now. So we're driving along. Like I said, depending on what your last pit strategy was, pot luck, you can just pull into the pits and it will pit you. But I don't think it either doesn't fuel you or it doesn't change your tyres or it doesn't repair you. There's one of the things it doesn't do. I'm not going to do it now. Oh, by the way, this Mosport Canadian track is amazing. This is with Miadara in the old Mercedes Evos. We was just drift racing around here, swapping places. I might just upload it, the replay. We saved the replay. It was awesome. So you coming round now, you want to have a pit. There's my button. You get your little symbol to request pit. So you know now, don't have to worry about it. Just pull in the pits and whatever you add as your strategy, in you go. But then you think, oh no, actually, I don't want to pit this lap. How do I get rid of that? Press your button, get your ICM back up. Go to the next page. There it is, down the bottom. Cancel pit stop. Just push right. It's gone. Off you go. You've decided to carry on. then just as I quite often do, you know, bit of bipolarness, dipolar, you've now decided you do want to go in. There you go. Just press the button. And, you know, I've already driven past the pits, but the point being is you can cancel and request your pit. Use the same button there, look. You can actually cancel. No, right, see? Yeah, you can't cancel it with the same button. It did just then, strangely. Unless that's... Right, there you go. We're all learning. Sharing is caring. So you can cancel it with the same button. But by the same time, looks like there's a delay. Let's have a try now. Yeah, you can cancel it with the same button. There you go. I hope that helps you all with your LFM bashing, your tryharding. I'm not going on there until they've sorted it out. I'm not giving up my SR with a bunch of crazies. I did say that I might go on there, but I'm not bored enough yet to go on there. I gotta be super bored to get on there. But anyway, that's it. I'm gonna drop some bookmarks on for this one again, so you can skip. You don't have to see me waffling again. I've hit all the points that I wanted to. Like and subscribe, guys. Jump in the comments. Any requests? What do you need? What do you want? Maybe I can do another one later on where we'll talk about adjusting all the different settings, assigning the buttons to adjust everything in the car. You've seen most of it there. You can figure it out yourself, but whatever. Any suggestions, anything you need to know, anything you want to know, give us a shout, and I'll make part 3. Okay? Cheers, guys.